Hey, this is Steve Murphy. How are you? I'm going to be making another vessel today. This is a double-walled vessel. It's basically two parts thrown kind of a fun way. This is a fun project to do. You can carve anything into this. I've had students carve butterflies into this so they see through. I've had students just cut a bunch of circles with a drill and make a wholly perforated piece. It's a lot of fun to make and requires at least 2 sessions, one for making and one for cutting and trimming. Here we go. Oh, and some of you may have noticed my mustache is gone. That's my concession to the coronavirus. I am touching my nose less frequently now. Anyway, here we go. Turning on the wheel. For right-handed people, I like to work counterclockwise. I'm centering up by pushing with this part of my hand and this part of my hand. Pushing up. And then I'm going to crook my thumb over my finger and push down. That means that the side of my hand is touching the side of it and the top is pushing down, and it ends up being a nice way to center without having a lot of mushrooming happen. When you push down like this, it tends to mushroom. So I'm going up and going down. I've done at least 3 times. So I'm going to do this into a 2-part section. So I'm going to open this. I'm going to give it a little bit of an angle here. I'm going to open this in 2 parts. I'm going to go in to the top. I'm going to go all the way down almost to the bottom, about 1/4 inch. So I'm going to come out. So I've got this, goes down straight sides down from here. Now I'm going to press down here with a finger, making sure it stays lubricated. I'm going to press in and down, making a donut shape in this section here. Okay. So now I've got an inner ring and an outer ring. I'm going to take this inner one and pull this up taller. I'm going to lubricate with my brush because I end up with less water everywhere this way. And a good coat. I'm going to pull this up. I'm working with my fingertip against my inside fingers, which are flat. So this is the shape that it's hitting. It's coming up. The inside is here and the outside. That means I'm moving clay from the outside, but not from the inside. Color in a little bit. Make sure it stays nice and goopy. Pulling up. Okay. So now I'm going to take this. I got a little bit of a bump here. I'm going to cut that part off. That's just using a string to cut. I could use a needle tool to cut with as well, but I don't see one around right now. So I'm going to go in here, close this up some more. So this inner part will be the part that holds the liquid, okay? This is going to be the part that holds the flowers. So now I'm going to take this outer part and I'm going to bring it up. I'm going to bring it up, I'm going to bring it in. So I'm bringing it up and in like this, okay? We'll bring it up again and in. So that pull is this way. I'm pulling it this way in. I'm going to collar this in now, making this part smaller. And connect that right together. Okay? I can take it. I always wash my hands. I find that my hands are tools, and tools and your hands work better if you can see them. I'm going to take this, which is called an egote. I'm going to put some pressure here just to tighten it up a little bit. Okay, so that's that and that. I'll bring this in some more. So the point is that I can cut holes in this now, but I won't affect the water that's inside of this here. But before I go any further, I'm going to cut this a bit. And in. Then I'm going to cut this clay away. And I'm going to put this aside for a moment, because I want to make the next piece for this part here. I am going to make sure that I've got a nice clean line here, a nice place to join it there. I want to measure the outside diameter of this. And again, I'm going to use my lid masters, and I'm going to measure the outside of this section here. So I'm going to squeeze this in. That's the width of this part of the wall here. So I'm going to put this aside. This is on a bat now, so I can put it back on without having to do any recentering. I'm going to have another bat, put it down on the wheel head. Always dampen this, makes it work better. Then I'm going to make another section for that. I'll make another section for that piece. So I'm going to go in here, tap it down. I'm going to start centering up and centering down. Okay. Going up and going down. Going up and going down. The stuff on your hands is very slippery. That's why it's called slip. I actually have no idea why it's called slip. Maybe it's because it's slippery. So I'm going to go in here now. I'm going to push in here. I'm going to push all the way down to the wheel head now. Okay? I'm going all the way down to the wheel head, and now I'm going to open it so the inside of this is the same as the bottom of that. So I'm going to be putting pressure down on this, otherwise it might fall off. But I'm opening this up into a donut shape. So once I get my opening, my donut, I'm going to go in here and measure until the inside of this is the same as that. Now, I'm going to pull this out into a ball shape and bring it in a little bit. I'm going to pull it out. And bring it in. Okay. I'm going to clean it up a little bit before I move it. Now this one, I want to make sure that I skin off the slip, because I'm going to be handling it with my hands and I don't want it to slide. So I'll take my wooden knife, clean it well, and then skin it off. And maybe cut a little bit of it here so it looks nice. Okay? Then I'm going to take it, clean the inside. I'm going to take my string, put my thumbs down, and bring it towards me. Okay. I'm going to now take this one off and put this back on using the bat pin. These are bat pins. This is a bat. Now I'm going to grab this here with dry-ish pins, dry-ish. I'm going to put this down over this and drop it in. And it should fit perfectly to the bottom. And then I will lubricate the top here and squeeze this in. I'll be collaring this in so it fits. Woo! Exciting. It squeezes onto here and attaches nicely. Or not so nicely this time. Oh! So I'm going to push on this with a wooden knife. And then I'll bring it down a tiny bit more. So this is the point where I usually say to my students, if it looks wobbly, turn the wheel off. And it's not wobbly anymore. But there we go. All right, so I've got this. I clean this up. Now I have two hollow sections attached to this vase shape. So the outsides of this, I'm going to take the wire again, the string again, and just cut some more of this off. Clean this up a little bit. I can carve this some, you know. Besides, look, it's perfect now, almost. I might make a line here to make this a stronger angle. And I might put a line in here just to make sure that sticks good. All right. Last thing I'll do, I'm not really happy about this edge going out, so I'm going to change the angle so it tilts in instead. Which I think makes the piece look a little bit deeper. And I'm going to take my brush now, I'm going to put it here to warm up that outside edge. Alright, so the next steps for this piece are to let it dry and then to perforate it with a knife, which will be fun. And I'm going to take it and I'm going to cut it off and put it aside for now. That's the basic. It's going to look somewhat like this one. Okay.